All right. Sorry about that. What's going on, everybody? This is your more with the conscious, aka conscious more. I appreciate pull up. This is part two. I think we're going to call this series. Excuse me, Black Conservative Hooligans. And in a minute, you're gonna understand why I said Black Conservative Hooligans. As I was talking in the previous video, this should be part two. Um, about how this Carmelo Anthony case is kind of making black conservative. The black conservatives kind of have to toe the line with the outlandish things that some of these white conservatives are saying. They have to back up because they don't want to mess up their money. I guess I can't knock them for that, right? But Angry Man is he's not kind of, he is a black conservative, and he is literally on the side of Austin Metcalf's family, it seems. And wow, some of the things that he is saying about Carmelo Anthony will shock you in a sense. Because like I said in the first video, Carmelo Anthony has the potential to be the best of us. I mean, great family background, stable family home, lives in an affluent neighborhood, parents are well to do, about to graduate, his whole life was ahead of him. And, this unfortunate mistake on both the young gentleman's part, I think, maybe an overreaction, a little too much testosterone, but that's just my opinion. But let's get to the video real quick. Like I said, Iz and a few other content creators, Sharon, DJ Wish Doctor, I know it's my man Drip, some I forget it, but I'm gonna drop the link for the conversation that they was having on the live stream. But there's a few cats who were doing that thing. Great stream, you should check it out. So they had a panel talking about Carmelo Anthony, and Angry Man obviously responded to it. We're gonna watch a little bit, but Israel is, I'm sorry, it's early in the morning, y'all. No, he's not. Izzy Bands went on Angry Man's show, and they had a discussion. It's a great discussion. A big shout out to Izzy. He did his thing, and I will say he did his thing on this one. Let's watch a little bit of it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. What's good? What's good to the Beano Nation? What's good, everybody? Yo, so my thing is this. The good news is you come a long way. The bad news is you went the wrong way. Like,
who went the wrong way?
We've seen this before. You and I, and this is the story that I told earlier. I don't say anything that I won't or haven't said to your face. So I didn't make a whole stream about you. You was mentioned, as well as Jason Whitlock, as well as Anton, as well as Charleston White, as well as even Ringo, Raw TV. And the problem is that this young man, Carmelo Anthony, represents all the things that you brothers have been speaking about. His mother and father are together, have a good marriage. His father is a provider, provides for the household. She's a stay-at-home mom. They are affluent people. He earns very good money. This kid saved a life. He saved a life. Saved somebody from drowning. You're going off of a picture with an aerosol gun, and then you're calling him a thug and a hooligan and this forth and so forth and so on. Okay, he doesn't come from the hood. He's not a hood kid and has a... Hold on for a second.
First of all, we're not going to just breeze past what you just said, because it sounded like you just called me yourself. That's what it sounded like. You said I came a long way, but I went the wrong way. Why is that? Why is it every time black people don't agree with the consensus that all the niggas think, all of a sudden they went the wrong way?
Don't do that.
No, I am gonna do that.
Okay, well, let me answer your question. You're much too smart, and I'm much too smart for that. So at the end of the day, it's not that you have a difference of opinion. You can't David Carroll me, fam. It's not that you have a difference of opinion. It's that you are demonizing, dehumanizing, and weaponizing the skin. Hold on, let me finish. Let me answer you. The skin color of this young man, and all the facts of the case haven't came out yet.
This has nothing to do with his skin color, and you can't Dr. Umar me. So number one, this ain't got nothing to do with his skin color.
A fifth third better means an early payday.
Terry, it's coming early.
Okay.
Coming early, Terry.
The back, the key. Who do you want me to call?
It's my paycheck.
Because there have been numerous cases of skin color. when everybody was saying, oh, George Floyd overdosed or whatever. I flat out said, I don't care what he was on. That man shouldn't have put his knee on his neck. So you can't do that to me, brother.
Okay, brother. What about the pearly thing? Hold on, brother.
Nothing to do with this. Ain't got nothing to do with color,
brother. That's a lie, though. That's unfortunate. That's
and maybe Angry Man is right. He said this has nothing to do with color in his assessment, but I think that white conservatives have made it about color, Angry Man, and that's what you keep overlooking, and you can't deny that fact. Like, he almost has to toe that line, because if he brings up, well, hold on, why y'all making this about color? They might start,
assessment, not my assessment.
Okay, but you call this young man a hooligan that has a 3.7 GPA. That is hold on, fam. So this is how it's gonna go. I can't speak. You gotta keep talking over me.
I called them white.
And hooligan. I mean, hooligan is a pretty harsh word, but for athletes, you know what I'm saying? They're athletes. Like, hooligans are usually, though funny though, if you really look up the derivative of hooligans. It's an Irish gang, usually at sporting events, who gets rowdy. So that's kind of, maybe that's what he's the hooligans, because they're at sporting events and they acted outrageous. But hooligan is usually a gang.
White boys hooligans too. I called all of them hooligans.
Yo, at the same time, the white boys are not on trial, potentially facing 5 to 99 years
right,
in
because
prison.
One of them is in the ground.
Right. So if you could allow me to have a conversation with you.
That part don't matter though, right?
Sir?
That part don't matter though, right?
Nah, see now you're trying it. It absolutely does matter.
Because I know for a fact. Hold on, I'm not trying nothing. I'm not trying nothing. I'm not trying nothing because I know for a fact that if this shit was swapped around, your view would be different.
That's absolutely not true.
See, hold on, here's the problem.
That's absolutely not true.
Hold on, here's the problem. The thing is, I'm looking at the situation for what it is, not color. You're looking at it based on color.
The lies you tell, that's absolutely not true.
Then why are we talking about, why are we talking about, hold on. Then why are you bringing up? Well, this brother comes from this type of family and this, that. Why is all of that coming up?
It's coming up because you, as well as Anton, as well as Charleston White, as well as Jason Whitlock, as well as Ringo Raw TV, have been spewing out rhetoric that makes it seem as if he's a product of a dysfunctional community, as if he's a product of dysfunction, and that's not the case. And hold on, I'm answering you. If you swear you let me talk, you swear you let me get a shake on your show. That's not true. Go ahead.
I'm addressing what you're saying point by point.
But I didn't get the whole point out. Bro, I mean, that's the only way. That's the only way that you really could. I can't get the whole point out
because you already said here and told a lie. You just said here just now and told a lie.
What was the lie that I told?
Nothing about this boy coming from a dysfunctional family.
So you haven't been talking about the niggas in the black community and this, that, and the third, and this, that, and the fourth in regards to this case?
I absolutely have.
Okay, so fam, we're more intelligent than that to understand the inferences and the implications that you're making, fam. Come on, let's not do that.
Hold on, number one, and you really, see, the funny thing about it is I never thought you would go this Dr. Umar route. But it's all good. Here's the thing. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, here's the thing. First of all, I'm smart enough to know that in this day and age, niggas don't just exist in the projects in the hood. That's not what that is. So number one, when I was talking about the environment or whatever they come from, I didn't say nothing about his parents. I didn't say nothing about how he was raised. I didn't say none of that. In fact, what I said specifically was, I think they knew each other. I think that they got into it before. And I said
Wait a minute though. If you're talking about his environment, his parents are part of his environment. Angry Man, come on, man. Come on, bro. Yeah. Really? His parents aren't part of his environment, especially as a teenager or a young person. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
The problem with these students, not just the black boy, the students, is all of them listen to the rap music that we have today, which promotes a culture of ignorant shit. That's what
promotes a culture. And if you remember, you might have to go back to the previous video when I had the white gentleman who was on Jason Whitlock's show talking about our culture. And maybe we could show a little bit of it just to get a quick reminder. Here you go, guys. Real quick. I just listen.
Against any race is disgusting. Why aren't those people white people for eventually turning and saying this ideology, we'll die for it. We will die to get rid.
On behalf of the black community, I would like to apologize to the parents of Austin Metcalf for making a hero out of the young man that killed your son.
Shit, you dumbass. the slavery and get rid of
Well, listen.
oppression. That is what should be lifted up. We should the Union soldiers in the revolution and the Civil War should be lifted up for this brave act that they took, even against their own race, to say oppression is not worth. They went against their own race to say oppression against.
They went against their own race. even though the other people in that race were oppressive people. And if we should be lifting up the Union people, shouldn't we be condemning the Confederate soldiers? Nope.
Against any race is disgusting. Why aren't those people lifted up? We need to change the history messages. We need to change the messages and push the goodness that has happened in this country.
But
Where the white people had invited in and fought.
But they want you to forget about the badness. Like, let's get it all. Like, because if we get it all, then we can be fair. Like my granddad used to say, you might not like the truth, but you got to respect it.
For the rights and lift up the Harvey Milks. I mean, he was God forbid he's homosexual, but he fought for the rights of black people and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
The people that need to be put on a pedestal and stop trying to all the race.
Wait, that dude was Jewish too, I believe. Right? Am I just another live stream?
Creating the division and the clash.
White. Wait a minute, did I just hear that right?
Yeah.
Black people should honor white people for eventually turning and saying this ideology will die.
All right, let's go back to this right here, my fucker. But yeah, just that whole mentality.
But I said all of them are posers because they come from good backgrounds and they're getting into stupid shit like this. Pino Nation, is that not what I said?
Okay, but you also said they were hooligans. They can't be hooligans and posers because hooligans are about that life. Posers are not. They say they are, but they're not. So which one are they? Hooligan posers or posing as hooligans?
Yo, fam. So you're gonna make it seem like you didn't implicate or you didn't make an inference that his skin color or the culture that he comes from had a direct correlation to the action that happened. 2 jobs. He's the oldest child of. Is criminal, fam. At best.
First of all,
okay, this right here. This.
So to call this young man a hooligan is criminal, fam. At best.
First of all, no, it's not criminal.
It absolutely is.
Actually an accurate definition. The definition,
it absolutely is.
The definition of a hooligan is a violent young troublemaker. Typically,
okay.
It absolutely is.
Actually an accurate definition.
The children, and he saved a person's life. He's never been in trouble before. So to call this young man a hooligan is criminal, fam. At best.
First of all, no, it's not criminal.
It absolutely is.
It's actually an accurate definition. The definition.
It absolutely is.
The definition of a hooligan is a violent young troublemaker, typically one of a gang.
But that's not.
Now, see, when he said that, it kind of made me want to look up the definition of troublemaker. You're looking up all these words, you know what I mean? I thought it was be kind of sense, but they want the technical definition. Put it in here. I can make it. Okay, so a troublemaker, a person who habitually causes difficult or problems, especially by including others to defy those in authority. He's not a troublemaker. This is his first time getting in trouble, like any major trouble. So he's not a habitual troublemaker. That's what, like, especially when he said hooligans and trouble, like troublemaker. Troublemaker means you do it kind of over and over. This is his first time doing it, so he's not really a troublemaker. Maybe rambunctious or aggressive, but a troublemaker, I don't really see that. But we're gonna let this finish up. But y'all should go and watch definitely this stream with Angry Man It Is, and then the one with Is and everybody. We will drop those in the description so y'all can go and check them out. But let's finish this out real quick, all right? I'm gonna get my hair cut.
Him.
Let me ask you a question. So,
he's not a violent troublemaker. He didn't start the trouble.
Really? So he didn't.
Really, he didn't start the trouble.
So
really,
he didn't show up to school with a knife.
Yo, fam, no, he didn't. By the definition,
school with a knife.
By the definition, no, he didn't.
He didn't stab someone in his chest.
Yo, can I answer the question? No, see, that's what I'm saying. You're not letting me answer the question.
Stabbing someone in the chest and
No,
the
you're not letting me. No, I'll
It's
answer if you
stabbing
allow me to
someone in the
answer.
chest
No,
and act
no.
of violence.
Let me stop this. That's perfect.
Most people do not realize they could be owed a major.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, y'all. But yeah, it is. It's getting pretty difficult to. Well, I won't say difficult, but I mean, it's not that difficult to do. Maybe it is. I can't even. They haven't been. He hasn't even been indicted yet, y'all. He hasn't even been indicted yet. I don't know what to say. Like, it's just so. I mean, we're turning this into the OJ. I hope not, because it's gonna be OJ 10.0, especially how Mag is acting. I don't know, man. It's crazy. I mean, because it's just. I won't say it's so obvious, but I think we rushing the judgment first and foremost. We don't really know all the details. We haven't even seen any videos yet, so we're really all just speculating. And I can understand that, but I don't know. But just to say that he's a murderous thug, like in the white dude in the video with Jason, that's all he kept calling him, was a murderer, a murderer, a murderer, a murder. He like said it over and over and over again. And dude is not that, like, and that's why I had this idea. Because if you can convince the lowest white man that he's better than the best black man, he won't notice you picking his pockets. Hell, give him someone to look down on. He'll empty his pockets for you. As Lyndon B. Johnson once said. And as in closing, this is your moron with the conscience, aka conscious moron. I appreciate the pull up. Hopefully you like, subscribed, and shared. And remember, without you, there would be no moron. Have a great one.